indigenous woman, possibly of the Muisca people who inhabited the region previous to the colonization of the Spanish. Amigos, Javier here for Hum of the Earth. Welcome to Bogota, Colombia, capital of the city, and home to a lot of graffiti. So in this video, we'll not only be looking at graffiti, but trying to understand it, why it's there, and what it means. The more abstract art like this is typically considered graffiti. And here we have what's typically considered street art. So here you have the streetcars that used to be the main transit for Bogota. It's no longer the case, replaced by buses. And here you have hummingbirds. Colombia has the highest count of hummingbird species with 147. So very simple art that can easily convey a message to a lot of people without much context. Here we have some contemporary art that's considered to be in the land mural style, used for big surfaces. This is most likely a representation of Mother Nature, which I've seen depicted other places in the city and is often depicted in big cities. If I had to guess, it's to a kind of reminder that of maybe the impact of cities on nature and how precious and important, and just to remind us of it. These here are called tags. This is when someone is just kind of writing their name, or maybe their like street name, in an abstract way. This piece here by an artist called Seis, which is 6, represents gentrification. So the gray around the woman in the middle represents the gentrification, kind of invading the culture which is in the center of the piece. So kind of overtaking everything. You can see we have a building here full of tags, because there aren't any murals on it. So the graffiti artists will do this when they feel like the building is too plain. The current mayor, in fact, of Bogota is against graffiti and street art. And when street art or graffiti is painted over, tags will come in the next day as kind of a form of vengeance, I guess. So even though graffiti is primarily an illegal activity, there is usually a kind of code of conduct when it comes to graffiti. So putting tags over just a regular painted wall is considered okay, but putting a tag over someone's piece of art, like something like that, would not be considered okay. and shunned upon in the community, and could cause a graffiti war. So the artist that got his work tagged could find out who did it and then go destroy that person's work. See, water-based paint mural that was commissioned by a non-profit graffiti organization of Bogota. Supply them with the paint, food, and a bit of payment as well. And more importantly, the proper approval to actually do the mural. 75% of the murals in Bogota are illegal, which means they did not get permission to do them. So even though graffiti and street art is illegal, it is decriminalized, so it is not a heavy penalty for doing so if you're caught. So this type of street art is called Hyperrealism, meant to kind of look like a picture. This is a kid from an endangered tribe, an endangered monkey, endangered from the wood and cattle industries. This piece here is actually painted without the use of ladders. It's just a paintbrush and a stick by a young woman. This piece here of an old Joker has been interpreted as the lack of pensions in Colombia. So you have an old man still working, and I guess the profession of the Joker probably symbolizes kind of not having any dignity in retirement. And here we have a young child selling pineapples and pineapple juice. And this has been interpreted as child labor, which is pretty common in Colombia, especially in the more rural areas where secondary schools are more sparse, or very sparse. So kids, when they're finished the first grade, I believe I heard, then the natural progression from there is to begin work. And here we have pineapple grenades, which symbolize the explosives that are found throughout the kind of Amazonian parts of the country, and parts that have been occupied by guerrillas and war. And these to this day lead to kids, etc., being harmed or killed by them. So I hope you guys enjoyed that look at the graffiti, street art, and street art culture, and I guess a little bit of history as well of Bogota. It's pretty cool. I'd say I only showed a small fraction of the actual amount of graffiti and street art in Bogota. It's a very, very prevalent culture. You see the street art pretty much everywhere, on every street. So if you're in the area and you enjoy street art, which I don't see how you wouldn't, it's one of the reasons to visit Bogota. Another reason I would say is the rich history. Speaking of that, I did another video which was a historical tour of Bogota, covering some of the kind of main historical events, as well as video of the mostly Candelaria area, which is the historical center. So some really amazing colonial architecture, probably the best in Colombia, if not South America, maybe after Lima, Peru. So I definitely recommend you check out that video as well. And I'll probably be doing some other videos of Bogota, maybe one of the best affordable places to eat. So there's definitely a culinary culture here that's also pretty cool. And a video of me buying a new camera in Bogota. So that was a bit of an adventure getting that. So yeah. And if you're new to this channel, I'm currently bicycle touring from Canada to Argentina. If you'd like to see an interactive map of everywhere that I've been and everything that I did, everything that I saw, that interactive map is available over on my website, followthehumoftheearth.com. And if you'd like to follow my continuing adventures, you can do so by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.